Hey everyone, welcome back to another Hammond Collection review. Today we're taking a look at the new Dimetrodon. New year means new Hammond Collection figures, and the Dimetrodon is another welcome addition to the ever-growing Hammond Collection line. Now I ended up picking mine up at Target. Actually, you found it on the shelves. It retails for $14.99. You can order these off Amazon and Target. I'll leave the links down below in the description if you're trying to track down this figure. So yeah, Dimetrodon here. Like some images of this leaked like a while ago, and it really did not look that good. And then we actually got the official promo images, and it actually looks much better than those leaked ones. I'm gonna see if I can like kind of find those to add into this review after I finish it. But yeah, this guy right here is a really neat looking figure. Let's zoom in on the box. We got some nice artwork of the. This is not a photo of the actual figure. This is looks like it is computer generated. We got the Dimetrodon right there, and then spinning the box around, you can see it is from Jurassic World Dominion, and that's probably why its eyes look so dead and soulless inside. We're gonna be talking about the eyes a lot on this figure. On the back of the box is more pictures of the figures. Look at that. Now the thing is with this figure, they added a glass eye. I guess that is the new standard going forward with the Hammond collection. If you watch my reviews about the figures with the glass eyes, you know my opinions on them. I think it's a good idea. It makes them feel a little bit more premium, but it's just not executed correctly. The eyes do not look right unless light is hitting it perfectly, and they make them look really dead and soulless. And I think the Dimetrodon so far is the worst offender. You know, they had a Photoshop these eyes on here. I wish it looked like that. It does not. And down here we have Owen, which I did pick up. I'm not going to review Owen until I get my hands on Blue. I feel like those two should be reviewed together. And the amazing Carnotaurus. And let's just read the back of the box. When Dr. Ellie Sattler, Dr. Alan Grant, and Maisie Lockwood make their way through the Bioscene Amber Mines, they encounter a pack of dangerous Dimetrodons. Fortunately, they are able to avert disaster with some help from Dr. Ian Malcolm and Ramsey Cole, another character I completely forgot about from Dominion. Anyway, so enough about the packaging. Let's crack this figure open and take a closer look. And here is the Dimetrodon, the packaging. All around a very good figure. There's a couple odd design choices that I don't agree with. So let's address the elephant in the room. The eyes, they're terrible. When I got the packaging, like the eyes do look good when the light hits them right. They do look better than some of the other glass eyes, but they're so small and set so far back. They just don't look like. It looks like they forgot to put the eyes in on this thing. It's just a really bad design choice. And the other is the front hand should have wrist articulation. It just really limits the poses you can get in. I don't know why. On the two small quadrupedal, Hammond collection figures, this and the baby Stegosaurus, they did not include wrist articulation. I just feel like, these are meant to be, collector themed items with, superior articulation, and you're missing a very key point of articulation on here. Other than that, I think the figure is very well designed. The sail frill looks great. It's nicely painted. The sculpting all over the body, it's very movie accurate. It has those, crocodile like scoots down its back like it appeared in the movie. Teeth are nicely painted. I really wish they did incorporate what they've been doing with some of the other Hammond figures, the rubber inserted teeth. But I guess it might be a little bit harder on these smaller figures. But all around, a decent looking figure, and I'm definitely going to pick up a few of these that haven't heard of them. And for some measurements, the figure is 8 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, or 20.3 centimeters, 3.5 inches tall to the top of the frill, or 9.1 centimeters. So the Jurassic World Dimetrodons are around 11 feet long, or 3.5 meters. So I'll put this figure nicely in the 1/17 scale range. Alright, let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with the head. We're going to talk about the eyes a lot during this review. They're just very, very poorly executed. Like, I'm going to try to zoom as much as I can. You can barely see them right there. And let me just adjust my studio lights. There you go. You see, the light needs to hit it right. It's like you're looking for the Ark of the Covenant, and the light just needs to line up just perfectly to see the eyes on here, so which makes this a bad design choice. I know what Mattel wants to do, glass eye, make them look a bit more collector friendly. I'd rather just go back to the printed eye and just roll the dice game with their printed eye quality control. When I take pictures of these figures, I want to see the eyes. They just look absolutely dead. It basically has butthole eyes, and it just does not look good. So yeah, not a fan of that. And then now let's go to the teeth. Teeth are nicely painted. Hopefully we eventually see rubber inserted teeth like some of the larger figures in the Hammond collection. Lower jaw is cast in a lighter plastic than the rest of the body. Rest of the body is kind of like this really dark green coloration. And let's open the mouth up. Tongue, roof of the mouth, and gums are all done in bright pink. And then going down to the rest of the body, we get all these nice osteoderm sculpted in, a little bit of dark coloration to break up all that dark brown, all the way down to the tip of the tail. Going to the frill is really nicely done. Lots of nice details on the frill. You have that nice black markings mixing with the red and orange on the frill. I like the nice transition of colors on there. And then going down to the feet, all the hand claws are painted. That is always nice to see. And you actually even have a little bit of brown for the toes on the front and hind feet. Like I said earlier, I really wish the hind feet had wrist articulation. It would have gone. I actually just wish the legs reversed. I wouldn't mind if the back feet didn't have ankle articulation, but I just feel like the front feet really need them. But yeah, it'd be nice if both had them, but I just wish these were reversed if that was the case. I just really hope Mattel doesn't do that for their smaller quadrupedal excuse me, figures going forward. Oh, choking on some phlegm over here. Anyways, going down to the underside, we do have a nice cream coat that goes to right about the base of the tail. So yeah, all around really nice looking figure. Just a couple design changes. The eye, it's just terrible. There's no way to justify it. It's a bad design choice, and Mattel needs to figure something out with this, because if this is the standard for the Hammond collection, it just really hurts the look of the figures. They just look absolutely dead inside, like me watching Dominion. For articulation, mouth can open up that wide and close pretty much completely flush. You do have rotation at that neck joint, and there is actually a hinge joint right here at the base of the neck that allows the neck to rotate down just a little bit. Unfortunately, it just breaks up with the frill right here, but that really can't be helped if you want articulation on here. And then going down to the front legs, let's get the camera to focus in on that. It does not like this figure for some reason. The arms can swing out on a hinge. They can move forwards and backwards. You do have decent bend on that elbow joint, and we already discussed the lack of articulation on the wrist. For the hind legs can move forwards and backwards, and they do have a little bit of a pivot on that thigh joint. Legs can bend in. There is rotation at that joint, and you do have articulation on that ankle joint right here. You can see the hinge in the back, and you do get a little bit waggly on that ankle joint. And then for the tail, it is on a joint up, down, side to side, and it does have a flexible rubber wire for more posing possibilities. So all around, the articulation is really good, but the lack of wrist articulation really hampers this figure. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Dominion, Ian Malcolm, and Alan Grant. I would put, Dominion, Ellie Sattler in here, but, let's never forget Mattel paywall that figure between a $120 box set of 3 figures that were already on the market for months that 99% of people owned. I'm just, every time that comes up, that situation, that really just pissed me off. That was such a bonehead move by them to paywall that Ellie Sattler figure in that stupid, crappy box set. But anyways, yes, here it is with Alan and Ian. And next up, let's do it some other Mattel Dimetrodon figures. Here is the OG Dimetrodon, which is probably one of the rare figures in the main line, and you can see that the Hammond collection is a vast improvement over that. And here is the Dominion mainline Dimetrodon, which I think is a great figure. They actually did an extreme damage one too. The color schemes are very similar between both figures, and I actually like the head sculpt better on the mainline one, and obviously the fact that you can actually see the eyes on it is a bonus. And I always like to pull this one out. Here is a repaint from the very talented Ted Brothers at the Jurassic Park compound. His repaints are always excellent. And let's do one more sailback animal. Here it is with the Adaphosaurus, which looks more like a Dimetrodon than it should. And let's finish this all off with some Jurassic World Hammond Collection figures. The Hammond Collection has, dipped into Jurassic World here and there. Here it is with the Concavenator. Mostly they knocked out all the Jurassic Park dinosaurs in the Hammond collection. They're slowly working on Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, but Jurassic World is popping up here and there in Hammond collection. And here it is with the Fallen Kingdom Baryonyx. And what else do we got? Here it is with the Irritator. And lastly, here it is with the Fallen Kingdom Carnotaurus, which is an absolutely amazing figure, one of the best figures in the Hammond collection right now. So final thoughts on the Hammond collection Dimetrodon. I really like the figure. I feel like a lot of things work well for it. The paint scheme is movie accurate. Just love how the frill turned out. Rubber tail works great. The articulation for the most part is very good on the figure, other than the lack of wrist articulation. It's just those dead butthole eyes on there that are just aggravate me every time I look at this figure. It really just looks like they forgot to put eyes on this thing, and it's a terrible design choice. And there's no sugarcoating it or giving Mattel excuses why they did this. It's just awful, and I hope they fix this really soon, because I just really hope this is not the standard going forward with the Hammond collection. It just does not look good, especially on these smaller figures. So yeah, this was a pretty, heavy critical Mattel review. But hey, you got to call them out sometimes when they do stupid stuff like this. So anyways, that will do it for the review. Like I said earlier, pick this figure up from Target. I'll leave the links down below in the description if you want to order one online for yourself. I got the Holland Good Sinoceratops just came in. I got to review those. And I did get Owen in, but I'm waiting until I find Blue before I review the Hammond collection Owen. I feel like those two need to be reviewed together. So stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.